All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to do our Bitcoin and Bitcoin miner update. It was a huge day for the Bitcoin miners. It was a huge day for Bitcoin. We crossed some very important lines, so I want to go through all of that and talk about a few other things that happened that were significant. So before I get to that, we cover Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners quite a bit on this channel, so if that is content that you enjoy, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, if you think you're subscribed, please double check, because for whatever reason, about 300 subscribers mysteriously disappeared in the last 24 hours. So I don't know if it was something that I said. No, I'm only kidding. I suspect that it has to do with some kind of YouTube maintenance, but whatever the reason, unfortunately, we spent all last month getting to 10,000 subscribers, and now this puts us just back under 10,000. So if everybody would do me a favor and please subscribe, we can get back to 10,000. Okay, enough said. Let's get to Bitcoin. I want to go right to the Bitcoin miner big board. Okay, you'll see with one exception, this is completely green, and there are some very, very big numbers on here today. So I'm going to start with the exception. Mawson stock ticker MIGI is down 8.3%. So I did a video on that yesterday. They are having special circumstances. I go through that in great detail. So that is not a coincidence. That's not random. They are down for a reason. This is the second day in a row they have been red on a very green day. So putting them aside, the rest of this board is extremely green. Starting with Marathon, which was up another 32%. We're going to take a look at some of the runs that these have taken. So I've got a chart coming up after we look at the big board. So HUT was up 15.4%. Bitfarm was up 14.4%. Core Scientific was up 14.8%. BitDigital was up 16%. So these are big, big moves. It looks like DigiHost and Cypher were the smallest movers, and they were up 6% on the day. So that's still not a bad day at all. Okay, so before we get to the charts, I want to put this in perspective, because the last 2 weeks in particular, we have had a massive, massive run up. And I want to show you a chart that kind of illustrates that. Okay, so about 2 weeks ago on July 5th, we hit a local bottom. And since then, the last 2 weeks, we have had massive, massive gains in a lot of these stocks. These blue lines are where the companies closed today. So this is the stock price as of the end of the trading day today, which is July 19th. This green line is where the stock was just 2 weeks ago. So you'll see in the case of Marathon, this was a $5.20 stock 2 weeks ago, and now it's a $12.90 stock. In the case of Riot, it closed at $6.98 today. 2 weeks ago, it was at $4.02. So there have been some massive, massive moves in these stocks. This is the change from 2 weeks ago, July 5th, until today, July 19th. So that's just exactly 2 weeks of trading. So in that 2 weeks, unfortunately, like I said, Mawson is down 26%. But if we start at the other end, Marathon is up 148% in the last 2 weeks. I mean, that is an astounding run. Riot is in a distant second place, but still an outstanding run. Riot's up 74% in 2 weeks. I mean, that's an incredible run. Hut 8 is in third place here at 59%. BitDigital is actually in fourth place at 56%. And then we have a bunch from about 35 to 50%. Gets you most of the rest of the pack. Argo Blockchain was only up 14%, and Iris was only up 8%. So those definitely underperformed. Although they were still up, that is not close to these types of moves. I mean, most of these were approaching a 50% move. If you rewatch yesterday's update, basically every single thing that we said we wanted to happen, all of those things happened today. I mean, it was uncanny. This was just one of those days where everything that could go right did go right. So I want to go through everything that we talked about, and we'll show each one of those things was actually confirmed. So let's start by looking at the chart. Okay, this is Bitcoin on the 2-hour time frame. I'm going to start here because yesterday I pointed out this ascending channel that we've been in. So subsequent to yesterday's video, you can see we immediately spiked back up to the top of this range just within a few hours. We touched that here, and then we dipped back down. We did not quite get to the bottom. We actually found some support at where we closed yesterday. We peaked today at 23,700. So we took out 22,000 today, and we took out 23,000 today. So that was a gigantic move to the upside. So this trend, this stair-step trend has continued, and I also suspect that potentially we may be moving out of this to some more upward activity. So I don't want to be overly optimistic. We'll go through the reasons why I think that, but it looks like, based on a few other lines of support, it looks like we have the potential to keep running from here. Okay, here we are, same exact chart on the 4-hour time frame. So you'll see there's a purple line that dates all the way back to over 1 month ago. We got up to just under 23,000 on June 15th, 2021. So again, that was just over 1 month ago. We got to 22,973. So we have not been back there since. We bounced off of that line last night after the market closed, and then today we took that line out with a 4-hour. So this last 4-hour candle, you can see this opened and closed above this line of what was resistance. If we can hold this line for 24 hours, if we can start closing daily candles above this line, then I think we're going to be moving out of this chart into a new chart where we stand a chance to have a nice move up, and I'll show you the next potential line of resistance. Let's go to the 1-day time frame. So this is the first thing that we predicted yesterday in our video and that we hoped would happen. This played out exactly as we expected. Before I get to the chart, I want to show you another thing. This is the first day in 2.5 months that we have not been in extreme fear. So we called this on yesterday's video. We were hoping that this would happen, and I thought that if this did happen, this would be another signal that we maybe have another leg up to go. So hopefully this is not a one-day event, a one-off, and we pop right back into extreme fear. Again, it's been 2.5 months where there has not been one single day that wasn't in extreme fear. So this was a nice move to the upside. This is the longest stretch for Bitcoin under the 200-week moving average in its history. In fact, it has spent more days in the last month under the 200-week moving average than it has spent in the entire history of Bitcoin, all added up, put together. So this was a historic bear run as it pertains to the 200-week moving average. So yesterday we were saying that we were hoping today potentially we could get above the 200-week moving average and have a daily candle that closed above that. So the day is not over yet, but it's looking very encouraging. We're well above this number, which is coming in at around 22,650. We're at 23,260 right now. So we have a nice buffer zone between now and the end of the day. So if we close above this line, that will be the first time that we've closed above the 200-week moving average since we went below it way back on June 16th. So this was another thing we were hoping to get as potential confirmation that we had a little bit of a rally ahead of us. The other thing that I wanted to look at is we were hoping that the RSI would close above 50. So as we were making our video yesterday, we were just around 50, 51, 52. Well, by the end of the day, yesterday we closed at 56.7, and right now the day has not yet ended, but we're over 60 on the daily RSI. So as you guys know, if you watch the channel, I say good things happen over 50 on the daily RSI for Bitcoin. We did last month have a big run up, but we hit 50 here and we hit it again here and we got rejected both times. So yesterday it looked like we were in danger of having the exact same pattern play out. However, it did not play out that way. We've had a big move to the upside, and we are now at over 60 as I make this video on the daily RSI. We will see where the daily RSI closes today. The daily RSI can run up to at least 70 or 80 very easily. So that means there could be a lot of room left on this run to the upside. And the last time we broke out, it was about a $15,000 run up in the price of Bitcoin. So obviously this is not financial advice and I'm not predicting that. I'm just saying we seem to be set up very similarly to where we were in those last few weeks of March, which was really the last bull run we had in Bitcoin. All the things that we hoped would happen yesterday, all of those things did happen today. So let's see if we can keep trending in that direction. And the action was explosive because you can see the Bitcoin miners went up massively. So I guess what I would say for the next 24 hours, what I would be looking for is we maintain this momentum above 50 on the daily RSI. Even if we pull back, we want to stay above 50 and keep that momentum going upward. The next thing I would be looking for is to stay above this 200-week moving average. So we're well above it right now. If we can close this daily candle and stay above it, that would be the next confirmation that I would be looking for. And then lastly, if we go back to the 4-hour time frame, this purple line, which represented resistance for over a month, we did cross that today as well, and that was just under $23,000. So if we could establish $23,000 as support, you know, potentially we may end up going back and testing that. If that could hold and we could bounce off of that and head up from there, then I do think we have another leg up in this bull run. So as you can tell, I am optimistic. However, having said that, Bitcoin has disappointed for the last 7 or 8 months. So I just caution everybody, be careful. We've seen a lot of these setups get right to the brink and then not happen. It looks to me like this one has already taken that step, but we will have to wait for some more confirmation. So I hope everybody's making money, and I hope your portfolios are green. So thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.